The Bushlands breathe under the harsh midday sun. Heat shimmers above cracked earth, bending the horizon. The distant hum of insects vibrates through thorny shrubs. Dry grass sways unevenly in waves of warm wind. Hidden beneath this apparent stillness lies a tension that feels ready to snap at any moment. A lone acacia tree casts a long, sharp shadow over the parched landscape, its branches skeletal against the brilliant sky. The air, thick with the scent of dry soil and baked vegetation, hangs heavy and motionless. Every rustle of leaves, every crackle of a twig, feels amplified in the profound silence. This is a land of survivors, where life and death are separated by the thinnest of margins, and the ground itself seems to hold its breath in anticipation. The sun beats down relentlessly, a golden hammer forging the world into a crucible of heat and light. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams that pierce the sparse canopy, creating ethereal columns of gold in the gloom. It is a world of stark contrasts, of brilliant light and deep shadow, of quiet patience and imminent, explosive violence. A sudden tremor breaks the silence. Dust jumps, loose pebbles twitch. The sound grows deeper, closer. The underbrush tears open as the megaclaw honey badger bursts into view. Larger than any normal creature, its armor-like fur ripples with muscle. Massive claws glint under the bright sun, curved, thick, and sharpened by countless battles. Its low growls vibrate through the ground. This is not the scavenger of common tales, but a primeval force given form. Its frame, compact and low to the ground, is a coiled spring of pure aggression. Each muscle fiber is taut, ready to unleash devastating power. Its eyes, small and black, burn with an unyielding fire, a testament to a spirit that knows no fear. The claws, its namesake, are disproportionately large, like sickles of obsidian forged in the earth's core. They are not merely tools for digging. They are weapons of war, designed to rend and tear through hide, flesh, and bone. As it moves, it leaves deep furrows in the sandy soil, a clear declaration of its dominion. The air around it crackles with its raw, untamable energy, a palpable aura of defiance against the world. Spills across the clearing. Birds scatter violently from a cluster of bushes. A second titan emerges. The titan-limb warthog stomps into the open, each step sending small puffs of dust into the air. Its legs are enormous, thick as tree trunks layered with dense hide and built for catastrophic impact. Massive tusks curve upward with an ancient, weathered appearance. This creature is a fortress of muscle and bone, an embodiment of terrestrial power. Its head is a battering ram, crowned with the immense, curving ivory of its tusks, which bear the scars of 1,000 conflicts. Its hide is a mosaic of old wounds and calloused armor, a record of its unyielding resilience. The warthog's sheer bulk is staggering. It moves, not with the grace of a predator, but with the inevitable momentum of an avalanche. Its titan limbs, the source of its legendary strength, pound the earth with a force that makes the ground shudder, each footfall a small earthquake. It snorts, a cloud of dust and vapor erupting from its nostrils, its gaze fixed on the honey badger with an expression of stoic, immovable resolve. It is the immovable object to the honey badger's unstoppable force. Dugs. The two titans lock eyes. The honey badger's claws dig into the soil. The warthog lowers its massive head, presenting its tusks. For a moment, the world holds its breath. The heat shimmer between them seems to solidify, a visible barrier of pure animosity. The insect hum ceases. The wind dies down. All of the bushland's energy converges on this single point, this imminent explosion of primal conflict. It is a standoff born of instinct, a clash of two apex sovereigns whose territories have fatefully intersected. The badger, a dynamo of furious energy, sinks lower, its body a dark, bristling mass of contained rage. The warthog, a bastion of brute strength, plants its titan limbs wider, becoming one with the earth it stands upon. The air grows cold despite the searing sun. This is more than a fight for territory. It is a fundamental disagreement, written in the language of claw and tusk. A violent debate over who is the true master of this unforgiving land. The silence stretches, taut and fragile, until it can stretch no more. With a roar that rips through the stillness, the warthog charges. It is not a run, but a ground-devouring tectonic shift. The earth trembles as the titan limbs pound the sandy floor, kicking up a colossal plume of dust that billows in its wake. It is a living siege engine, a storm of hide and ivory aimed with singular purpose. But the megaclaw honey badger is a specter of speed and ferocity. It doesn't retreat, it explodes sideways. In a blur of black and grey fur, it evades the catastrophic charge by a hair's breadth. The wind of the warthog's passage, ruffling its thick coat. As the warthog thunders past, the badger pivots on its hind legs, a whirlwind of muscle and malice. With astonishing agility, it launches itself at the warthog's flank. Its massive claws, glinting like polished steel, slash through the air, aimed at the thick hide. The sound is like rock grinding against rock, a shower of sparks and dust erupting from the impact. The warthog bellows, a sound of pain and outrage, its immense momentum carrying it forward before it can react to the searing strike. The warthog skids to a halt, turning with a speed that belies its size. It churns the earth, sending clods of dirt and tangled roots flying. Its eyes burn with renewed fury. It swings its head, a devastating arc of tusk and bone meant to smash the smaller aggressor into the ground. The badger, anticipating the move, drops flat, the deadly tusks whistling inches above its head. Using the opening, it drives forward, a low-slung missile of muscle, and sinks its claws into one of the warthog's colossal legs. The titan limb, thick as an ancient oak, is momentarily halted. Warthog roars, a deep, resonant sound of agony, and tries to shake the honey badger loose, stomping its foot with enough force to crack the earth beneath. The badger holds on with impossible tenacity, its entire body a knot of straining muscle, its claws buried deep. The struggle is elemental. The warthog is sheer mass and power against the badger's unbreakable grip and surgical aggression. It is a dance of chaos, a maelstrom of dust and fury under the impartial gaze of the African sun. The stalemate breaks as the warthog, in a desperate, earth-shaking maneuver, throws its entire weight to one side, crashing its body towards a large fallen log. The honey badger, seeing the impending crush, releases its grip at the last possible second, rolling away just as the warthog's immense flank smashes against the wood. The log splinters, exploding into a shower of decaying fragments. The impact sends a shockwave through the clearing. The warthog stumbles, momentarily unbalanced, its leg bleeding freely from the deep claw marks. This is the moment the badger was waiting for. It rises, shaking the dust from its fur, and charges again, not with wild abandon, but with calculated, cold fury. It moves in a low weaving pattern, a dark blur against the bright sand, forcing the warthog to turn and turn, keeping the wounded limb under constant pressure. The giant, for all its power, is being led in a deadly dance by a creature a fraction of its size, its strength being used against it. Bleeding and enraged, the warthog lets out a final deafening roar and makes its last stand. It lowers its head, tusks aimed forward, and braces its mighty legs. It will not be outmaneuvered again. It dares the badger to come, the megaclaw honey badger, its own fur matted with dust and a trickle of blood from a superficial graze, accepts the challenge. It stops its circling, its small black eyes locking onto the warthog's. The dance is over. There is only the final, cataclysmic charge. With a guttural snarl that seems to well up from the very core of the earth, the badger surges forward. The warthog meets the charge, a head-on collision of two titans. The impact is apocalyptic. A cloud of dust and debris erupts, momentarily obscuring both creatures. The sound is a sickening crack, a boom that echoes across the bushlands, silencing every bird and insect for miles. For a long second, all is still within the swirling cloud. As the dust slowly begins to settle, two figures remain standing. The megaclaw honey badger is panting, its chest heaving, one of its mighty claws chipped. The titan limb warthog stands opposite, its flank raw and bleeding, one of its massive tusks cracked clean through. They stare at each other, not with rage, but with a newfound, primal understanding. 2. The fury of the battle has been spent, leaving behind only the shared experience of survival. The warthog gives a low grunt, not a challenge, but a concession. It turns, slowly and deliberately, and limps away into the thorny scrub, its great form disappearing into the heat haze. The honey badger watches it go, its own aggressive posture softening. It shakes its powerful body, sending a final shower of dust into the air, and then turns, melting back into the underbrush from which it came. Batter. The battle is over. The dust settles. The insect hum slowly returns, and peace, scarred but unbroken, descends once more upon the bushlands. The sun continues its journey across the sky, casting long shadows that heal the wounds in the earth, and the ancient land breathes again.